Hey, I'm Neil Patrick Harris, actor, singer, dancer, Tony winner. But today, I am going to learn to draw and animate thanks to Skillshare. Here we go. Jon!
Hi, Neil. How are you?
I'm excellent, man. Thank you. I'm excited to be doing this.
I'm very excited to meet you, and thanks for joining me. Let's make some stuff.
I don't even know what we're going to be making.
Honestly, I knew I should make a plan, but you've got to have room for improvisation, I feel.
I want to learn how to illustrate things. I have twin kids. They're both 10,
Oh, yeah.
a boy and a girl. And I feel like I need to step up my skill set. Where do we start?
Let's start with a drawing. Let's start with a pen. Let's start with a character. This is my sketchbook. This is where all my work begins, in a little notebook like this.
That's amazing.
So you'll see, here are some drawings that I've made previously, and then they become different things.
Like the taco man.
Like this egg might become a sticker, you see. Any little drawing here can become a painting or a t-shirt or animation or...
I'm competent with the drawing of the face, right? That seems like I can do the face. It's then turning it into the body.
Oh, all right, well, yeah.
Then it starts to, like, it feels like a balloon that's deflating. Like it starts off as a great idea and then it suddenly just, it becomes sad. So I think that's the skill that I need.
Well, let's draw a face. Let's draw a face,
okay.
And then we're going to give it a body.
I have no pencils. I just have markers, which seems very dangerous.
Where we're going, we don't need erasers.
What happens if I screw up and I need to
You won't
rip
screw
off the
up.
page?
There is no
and start-
screwing up. Look around you. This is all screw up. The great thing about working in a sketch pad, if you don't like something, you just turn it over and you never have to see it again.
Nice.
So I always start, with some eyeballs. Beautiful. See? You're almost there.
Mine looks pretty frightened already.
Do any kind of shape around it, like so.
He's rotund. He's bigger than I had imagined.
It's all right.
That's why he's so sad. Look at him. He's...
All right, let's experiment with some body type stuff. Now, you might have some colored paper.
I do.
So you just like tear it a bit. Let's see what happens. No, don't think about it, just like tear some shapes. And once you've got some little shapes, we can start like placing them below our head.
Oh, that's cool.
And we could sort of start to think about different body shapes you might want to give it.
I love it.
All right, that's a nice little sort of kebab leg.
Right. I don't like this guy. I'm starting over.
But the thing about this is that you get to try it all out and not have to worry about...
worrying about having to undo. I love that. Construction paper's the best.
It's just a thing of joy, I find. How's that feel to you? Is that the body of your dreams?
It's the body I've always wanted.
It's just to find like shapes that maybe are not in our muscle memory. I think when we doodle and we draw a lot, we don't really think about it. We stick to what we know. It's like human nature, right? To break out of those things, sometimes it's good to just work in a different material thing. And then we might unlock some new shapes.
Will you teach me how to draw a rabbit?
A rabbit?
Yeah. Magic's my hobby, and I thought like to be able to master a rabbit, even if it's a cartoon kind of rabbit, like in a top hat or something like that. That would be a skill that I could actually use.
I tear a V out to make some ears. Almost, and then... Have you ever pulled a rabbit out a hat?
I have, yeah. I'm into this, but now it becomes complicated of getting this back onto this.
Well, you could either draw around it and just sort of going over the edge a little bit. That's very rabbity. It's much more rabbity than mine.
Yes, but here's when this is now I'm at a standstill, right? Because I have this outside shape that I like of a rabbit, but I'm terrified of where I put the eyes and the nose.
So again, it's just like trying it out. And we can even cut out some circles. These will be our eyes.
I do love this idea of using scraps of paper to sort of set what it is that you're going to do before you do it.
Yeah, you can start playing around with like, oh, maybe I'll move the eyes further apart or they should overlap. And you can see how that changes the expression of your character.
What does a rabbit's mouth look like?
Rabbits have big teeth like that.
Oh, yeah, I love that. Hey, look at you. That's a great idea.
Now we can have a little rabbit puppet show. Oh, hello, Neil. How are you? Oh, I'm okay. Just crawling under here.
Cool.
Or you could just give it a different body altogether, you know. This is good. This is good.
Is it? Okay.
The pen will guide you. That's it. Feel the rabbit. Be the rabbit. All right, I think this is wonderful.
Do you?
Yeah. I think drawings are always better when they're just from the heart.
Look at that cute little buddy.
I mean, that's great. I think that's wonderful. That's like an early model.
Creepy. Okay, and now he's happier. I wish we could make him move around some.
Have you ever experimented animating anything before?
I feel like it's much more challenging than my bandwidth is capable of.
So we're going to start with real basic stuff.
Okay.
We'll use your rabbit maybe as inspiration, and we're going to use an iPad. If you've got a helmet, you might want to put it on, because we're going to go. So the first thing we're going to do, we've got a little new bar has appeared, and there's a little rectangle. That's the first frame of our animation. Like, we're just going to do the absolute basics. We'll just draw one of your favorite shapes, and we'll draw it slightly towards the left-hand side of the screen.
Okay.
And then you're seeing that bottom toolbar that we opened up. Mm-hmm. There's a thing that says Add Frame. Mm-hmm. We're going to hit that. Now, the drawing that you just made, that circle is slightly grayed out. Mm-hmm. So that's what is called onion skinning. So that's a previous frame. It allows us to see
cool.
what we used to draw. Now, let's draw another circle on the opposite side of the screen. Now, if we hit play, what? Super basic, but something is missing. So we're gonna go back to that first frame and hit Add Frame.
Okay.
Okay, and then we could draw a circle in between those two circles. Okay, and hit play. See, it's a little bit smoother.
Yeah.
So like the principles of animation really is now you would go back in and draw lots of circles going from left to right, and you would have this smooth roll. Now this time, instead of drawing a circle, let's draw like a stretched out circle that kind of overlaps those two circles a little bit. This is a technique called stretch. So when we hit play now, we kind of have this like idea that the circle is moving so quick that it has a kind of blur to it. That is basically everything I know about animation.
It's amazing. Thank you so much.
If we go to the middle frame again and hit Add Frame, what we could do is then draw a circle that's going to overlap the final circle and the middle circle, but sort of go halfway. And you see now the circle looks like it's slightly coming to a stop.
That's cool. So when you're doing this, is the smart call to do the first frame, then the last frame, and then fill in between, like as to where you're heading, or do you just go sequentially?
Normally, what animators would do is they would draw the key poses.
I see.
We would have the starting position of the character or the object, and maybe the final position. And then those drawings are called the in-between drawings. So we kind of know where we start, and we kind of know where we want to end up. And then the fun is kind of working out how to get there.
What about a figure jumping into the water?
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like a little squat thing that can go and then drop in and then splash to the bottom.
Why not? Let's give it a go.
Let me see. Let me see what I have in my toolbox.
What can I recommend?
Gel pen.
I'm all for the gel pen. I wish it well. I think it's a great pen. It's just not a pen for all occasions, you know?
Hey, I have a question.
Yeah.
Within this, can you draw something and then have it exist in all of the frames, all of the subsequent frames?
This is amazing. Yes, you can. It's called a background. What's it going to be leaping from?
From like the top of a cliff into water.
Let's draw on one side our cliff.
Okay.
So I'm going to put a bit of grass, and then there's going to be some water at the bottom. Oh yeah, you've surpassed me. The student has become the master. Let's toggle on background.
So this is now the background?
Yes. So no matter how many, like whatever frames we put on, that's going to stay the same, static on there. Let's draw the character that's going to make the leap. So that is our starting position.
Okay.
I'm loving what you're doing. I think we'll do the end position, and then we'll go and do the middle one in a second.
Great.
So now we'll go back one frame and add a frame. So this will be our middle one. So I want you to imagine the kind of arc that the blob is going to take into the water. For me, it'd be kind of like that shape. I'm going to put my blob somewhere in that sort of imagined arc. What I'd like you to do is stretch your blob, like we did with the ball drawing earlier. Oh, you've already done it. You sure you've not done this before?
I haven't, but I'm digging it. This is cool.
Yeah, it's really fantastic seeing this come alive. Now, if you take the pen and sort of go back and forth along the bottom, this is what animators do a lot as well. Just to give you a sense of the sort of motion, right? You can kind of see it with the onion skinning anyway. So let's go back and start filling in those in-between frames. And we can add the face at the end.
This is so cool. and way simpler than I thought.
Yeah, don't let Disney tell you that it's all difficult and stuff.
I'm just about to reach impact. Wait, give me two more frames. I just want to connect this long one here to the squat one at the end. Okay, so now I've got the blob dude jumping and smelling in the water, but I don't have water splashing.
So you can see on my one, like that is the impact. I drew some little blue splashes.
Okay, I'm done. I think I'm done.
You think you're done? Oh, all right, well, I was going to say let's animate the splash, but there, you've done it. You've just made it already. I've got nothing more to teach you.
Can I press play? This is so exciting. I had mine do a flip in the middle.
What?
Woohoo! Ba-doo!
Flip is meant to be the next lesson. How you've just gone ahead here.
This is so fun. Yours is amazing too.
Well, that's very kind, but mine doesn't do a flip. I'm very disappointed. That's amazing. From like a circle to Blobman taking a dive.
That is
into
so
shark-infested
cool.
waters. Amazing.
I can't wait to do this more often, but I can't wait to teach this to my kids as well.
Yeah, they're going to love it.
They're gonna love this. What a fun thing to do. Now what am I supposed to, what do you do with this? Is this just a fun diversion, or can you turn this into a GIF?
I'm glad you're curious as to what we can do with it. In Procreate, there's a way to export it as a GIF or as a movie, so then you can start posting it or sharing it.
All right, I'm exporting.
So I'm exporting too, and I'm going to save that to the camera roll or whatever it is on the iPad.
Oh, I hope there's not a lot of weird photos on this iPad. Just, this is right before Ashton Kutcher jumps out of a corner and says, "I've been punked." I can tell. Hey, there it is. Look at this action. So how much time do you spend as a professional illustrator and animator? How much time do you spend in the actual drawing with actual markers versus using the pen and the tablet now?
When I'm at work in my studio, I'm sort of all analog, and that's the kind of stuff you see around me.
I see.
But I love using the iPad and this as well. Different tools for different things.
I love the idea of making fun little clever GIFs. Like you could have a little guy scaling something, and then you could, oh, that's hilarious.
That's Jeff Bezos coughing up money.
Nice.
But this is what often happens when teaching sort of basic animation. People just, look, we could all leave now. I think Neil would be quite, we've lost him now to animation.
I'm loving this.
He's gone down the rabbit hole. A lot of this stuff is like, okay, these are the real simple parameters of how to make an animation. And then the creativity isn't necessarily learning all the different options. It's what you put into it. It's like, okay, well, I can move objects on the table and take photographs. That's loads. Now, what objects do I have? Like, what can I add to that?
This is so fun. I can't wait to apply this in all kinds of different weird ways. I'm on social media but my only toolbox would be an image a picture that I'm taking, or a video that I'm making of myself or something. But like what you're doing right now, I could see it having an editorial vibe. So you could take something that's happening and take a picture of it and then animate it in a way that makes it have some kind of, I don't know, political slant or comedic slant or something. I learned new tools for just coming up with sort of free association drawings. I learned to draw a rabbit. Then I learned all about Procreate, which I was really excited for, and I had no idea I would even be excited for it. And then learned how to animate, make a stop motion film. That's a lot of lesson.
It's a lot of lesson.
Well played.
I'm a little tired now. Well, thank you very much for opening up your home and joining me here.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're very welcome. I just hope that you learned some stuff and that you, are excited about making stuff. Because that's, no matter what it is, I think it's such a powerful feeling to be excited about creativity.
You're a fantastic teacher. Thank you.
You've taken to this like a blob to water.
Explore your creativity at Skillshare.com.